Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, Executive Editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Dave's Faves. And today we're talking about Scarlatti Sonatas. And this is a 2-for-1 video, because when you talk about Scarlatti Sonatas, you have to deal with them both on the keyboard piano, the piano thing, keyboard thing, and the harpsichord thing. Because, they work fabulously well both ways, and incomparably great artists have played them. And I could have done 2 different talks, one for piano, one for keyboard, but I said, what the heck? You've been so kind to me on this journey. Let me toss them both in and give you a twofer, and we can have a great time with it. Now, there have been some pianists who are amazing Scarlatti performers on the piano. That's where we're going to start. And I have, many of their discs, Vladimir Horowitz being the first, and in some ways, the greatest. He did do a Scarlatti disc, which is absolutely incomparable, but I like more Scarlatti than he did. His is, it's like 45 minutes and a bunch of, a dozen sonatas or so. I want more. I want more. Scarlatti wrote 555 of these little suckers. And, I want a real collection that I can sink my teeth into. And so my choice is Pletnev, Mikhail Pletnev. Really an amazing collection. This is from his early days, before he became that strange reptilian conductor creature that is now somehow, stomping about the universe. But no, this was absolutely amazing back in those days when he was on Virgin, and he made some incredible recordings as a pianist. And he still has it in him, I guess, but who knows? So this is on Virgin. I don't know what it's on now. I don't know if it's still around, but it's 2 discs, and you get, 16 plus 15, 31 sonatas. And, the playing is just so free, so capricious, so effortlessly virtuosic, so intensely fun. I mean, I really wonder what happened to this man. I really do, because after these recordings, he became so peculiar, so strange, in some ways so coldly inexpressive and manipulative. Self-consciously manipulative. I mean, I guess he always was as a pianist, but there's a big difference between what you can do as a soloist and get away with, and what happens when you try to impose that on an orchestral ensemble, which just can't move with the same kind of flexibility and spontaneity. It has to be planned, and his planning, you can always tell. But not here. Here we've got 31 amazing Scarlatti sonatas performed on the piano, and they're just adorable, fun and wonderful. And Pletnev, the best of him is just astonishing. You listen to him, you wonder, boy, what is this guy? He's such a cipher. But in some repertoire, he was absolutely incomparable, and this is one of those discs. Now, on harpsichord, we've got a lot more choices on harpsichord. Piles and piles of choices on harpsichord. There are a couple complete editions on harpsichord, which are really, really fine. The iconic one is Scott Ross, which he did for Erato, and here is a piece of it. There's the big box, which if you're a Scarlatti person, you've got to have. It's still out there. You can get it. And it's absolutely amazing. It's one of the great achievements of the gramophone, unquestionably. But Erato also released a couple, sort of anthologies, including this one called Anthology. There's one called something like The Most Beautiful Sonatas, a 1-disc set, which is also just lovely. It doesn't matter how you get it. It's like a giant Parmesan cheese. Scarlatti. When you look at a whole Parmesan cheese, it weighs hundreds of pounds. It's this enormous roll of cheese, and you just whack off a hunk of it. And it doesn't matter what hunk you whack, because it's going to taste fabulous, no matter where you whack from. It's just an amazing, amazing item, amazing product, and you get to select the size of the chunk that you want to take home with you. So this one is a 3-disc anthology. It's just Scott Ross. Anything you can get from him doing Scarlatti, you're going to be in great shape. This has 56 sonatas, beginning with number 33 and ending with number 545. A selection, and they are just astonishingly well played and luminously recorded. Ross was an extraordinarily fine artist. He died of AIDS back in the day when that was ravaging the gay community. It was a tragic, tragic loss. And to our benefit, he left behind him some very good Bach playing as well, but this collection as a tribute to his artistry and also to the artistry of Scarlatti, who was just one of the great characters in all of Western music. I mean, these sonatas are the epitome of brilliance and invention and wit and everything that you could possibly do on a harpsichord and have it sound really good. I mean, that's all in here. And he uses several instruments, and there's a good bit of variety in here, so they don't become, fatiguing orally as harpsichord music can. And, don't listen to 200 of them at once. Listen to one or two or three, a little handful, and then give yourself a rest. I mean, that's my recommendation. So, Pletnev on the one hand for the piano, Scott Ross for the clavecin, for the harpsichord, the cembalo, whatever you want to call it, on the other hand, on Erato, equally fabulous. And the music, of course, is just extraordinary. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.